Hey guys, it's Dani, and today I am sharing what I eat in a day. Now you guys have been asking me for a video like this for a very long time, so I thought it was time to give it a try. But before we jump in, allow me to just clarify a couple of things. Number one, I am not suggesting that you should be eating what I am eating. And number two, remember, this is just a snapshot of a day, right? Days look different depending on whether it's a weekend, if I'm working from home, if I'm out and about, et cetera, et cetera. So what I'm sharing today is a weekday when my kids are at school and I am working from the house. So I set my alarm clock for 5 a.m. and I come downstairs, I pour myself a glass of water and I give that a big squish of lemon. My goal is to drink this glass before I leave in the morning, but that doesn't always happen, but I do try to get as much as I can down. I also fill up this water bottle as well because I'm going to take this with me for my morning workout. Once I've got my water poured, I have to take Charlie out for a walk. He is our new rescue dog. So I take him outside, we go for a walk around the block, and then when I come back in, I will drink a little bit more water, and I'll spend about 5 minutes writing in my 5-minute journal. And this is basically just a little moment in the day that I sit down and connect to my intentions for the day, what I am grateful for, and I find just taking this short period of time really grounds me and gives me a little bit of vision for the day. Then it's time to go for a workout. Now, I was doing a lot of strength training for a while, but my body has recently been begging for yoga. So we've transitioned in the last couple weeks and I've been doing morning yoga, about 4 mornings a week. So I go off to yoga and then when I come back, I am a hot, sweaty mess because it's hot yoga. So I always run upstairs, I take a quick shower and I get myself ready for the day. This is like my favorite way to start the day, when I can wake up and do my own thing, get myself set, move my body, and get dressed and be ready before I have to deal with the rest of my family, right? So about now, I'm starting to get hungry, but I have learned that trying to eat breakfast in the midst of a weekday crunch, meaning while I'm trying to pack lunches for my kids and make breakfast for my kids and pack their backpacks and make sure they're dressed and all that and getting them out to school, makes for a very unenjoyable breakfast, because what ends up happening is I don't really pay attention to my meal and then I'm not satisfied, and so I end up overeating. So what I do now is I make this delicious mocha protein coffee. Into my blender goes 2 8-ounce cups of coffee, and then I add in a half a scoop of vanilla protein powder. I'm using a plant-based protein powder, along with a pinch of cinnamon and then 1 teaspoon of unsweetened cocoa powder. Pop on the lid and blend that up. I let it go for a good 45 seconds so everything gets really well incorporated and gets a nice thick froth on top. And then I transfer this into my coffee thermos so that it stays hot. And then I can sip on it all morning while I'm getting the kids ready and out the door. It makes for such a more enjoyable morning time, and it holds me over until I can sit down, make my own breakfast, and enjoy. Once the kids are dropped off and off to school and ready to go, then I make my breakfast. And now that the weather is getting a little bit chilly, I've been really into warm morning oats. My apple pie oats are like one of my signature go-to breakfasts. I've shared this with you before, but for those of you who have not seen it, what I do is I take 1/3 cup of rolled oats along with 2/3 cup of water, pop that in the microwave for a minute. Then I add about 1/2 diced apple along with 1/4 cup of egg whites. Give that a stir, pop it back in the microwave for another minute. Now the egg whites add a little bit of protein to the oatmeal, but they also make the oatmeal so light and fluffy. It's almost like oatmeal souffle. It is delicious. So once that's ready to go, I toss in about 1 tablespoon of raisins, mix that all together. I like the raisins to be in the hot oatmeal because they get soft and plump. Then I transfer this into the bowl that I'm gonna eat out of, and then I like to top it with some healthy fats. Really, I love this with peanut butter, but we were all out. So today I'm doing some hemp seeds over the top, along with a sprinkle of cinnamon, a few extra chopped apples, so then some are warm and soft in the oatmeal, and then I have some fresh crunchy ones on top, and then some walnuts. This breakfast is so delicious and so satisfying. It's really a rib sticker, so I find that it easily holds me over until lunchtime. Then I do what I do, whatever I do throughout the day, and before you know it, woo woo, it's lunch. So again, I'm working from home. I like to keep things very simple. And this is where you're gonna see some of my Head Start ingredients and leftovers come into full play. So what I'm doing for lunch today is just a veggie burger with some roasted sweet potatoes on top of leftover salad. So I pull over leftover salad from the fridge. I almost always have some type of salad in the fridge because we have a green salad with dinner almost every single night of the week. So I usually take whatever's left over and somehow incorporate that into the next day. So I have my leftover salad, and then I grab a veggie burger from the freezer. I pop this in the microwave for about 10 seconds just to soften it up. And then I lightly grease a small saute pan and I just pop it in the pan. And this is gonna go for like 4 minutes or so on each side till each side is nice and brown and crispy on the outside. And also what I'm gonna do is toss in some roasted sweet potatoes as well. I made these on the weekend, so they're like a Head Start ingredient. So they're all cooked and ready to go. I'm just putting them in the pan so that I can heat them through. While that's all heating up, I put a little bit of dressing over my salad. The dressing I'm using today is my oil-free vinaigrette. I will share the link down in the description box below if you guys want that recipe. And then I cut up my veggie burger, toss that on top of my salad, sprinkle in the sweet potatoes, and then just to give it all a little kick, I do a little bit of sriracha over the top. This meal is so simple and it really all comes together in about 5 minutes, but when I tell you it is mind-blowingly delicious, I'm telling you it's mind-blowing delicious. You gotta try this combination. So easy, so good. Then I go back about my day, and then before you know it, it's the afternoon, and I like a little something in the afternoon. I don't tend to do a morning snack so much, but I do like an afternoon snack, and I prefer if it's a little bit sweet. Sometimes I'll do some fresh fruit. Sometimes I'll do a baked good if I have some in the house that I've made as a Head Start ingredient. But recently I've been really into these RX bars because they're very delicious. There's lots of different flavors. You can get chocolate, you can get something fruity. There's 11 different varieties of flavor, and they're very simple. All of the ingredients that are in the bar are listed right on the front. So for instance, today I'm gonna be having the chocolate coconut because that is my favorite flavor. And if you look at the front of the bar, basically what's in the bar are 3 egg whites, 6 almonds, 4 cashews, and 2 dates. They're also gluten, soy, and dairy-free, and they have no added sugars. So any of the sweetness that you're getting in the bar is coming from those real whole food ingredients. And I really like all of the different flavors, but if I had to pick a favorite, it is this coconut chocolate. I mean, just look at the texture of this. You can see the big chunks of almonds and chocolate in there, and it's a little bit, it's chewy, it's crunchy, and you get that sweetness with just a little kiss of salt. I love that balance of the flavors, and I really love to have this with a cup of coffee in the afternoon. And if I'm doing afternoon coffee, I'll either do it black or with just a little splash of half and half. Now, if you have not tried the RXBAR yet, they are still offering anybody in the clean and delicious community 25% off their first purchase. So if you want to give them a try, just head on over to rxbar.com/clean and use promo code CLEAN. And I'll leave all those details for you down in the description box below. Then after I'm done with my afternoon snack, it's usually about that time of the day when I need to go get the kids and do after school activities and all of that. So off I go, and then before you know it, it's about dinner time. So usually on weeknight dinners, we keep it real simple. I'm either leaning on my meal prep from the weekend, or we might be borrowing from the freezer. Tonight, I do have some meal prep ready to go. So I have this big pot of turkey meatballs that I made over the weekend, and I just let it cool and I store the whole entire pot in the fridge. Then tonight, I'm just pull this out and I put it on the heat over a nice low heat so it heats all the way through and all the meatballs heat up as well. And then I'm gonna serve this with some spaghetti squash. So that's really the only work that I need to do right now is get this spaghetti squash into the oven. So I just slice it in half, scoop out the seeds, a little bit of olive oil, salt, pepper, garlic powder, put that face side down on a rimmed baking sheet that I have lined with parchment paper, and then I put that into a 425-degree oven for about 40 minutes. And then once it's completely cooled, you just pull these strands out, and this is like a spaghetti, but it's really a veggie, which is totally awesome. And I am super grateful that everybody in my family actually enjoys this. This is one of my favorite meals. So what I do for dinner is I'll just take a nice big pile of the spaghetti squash, And then I top it with the meatballs. Don't forget to get a little extra sauce in there. I usually have about 4 meatballs. And then I like mine with a little Parmesan cheese and some red pepper flakes over the top. And we do, I didn't mention this, we do always, just about every night of the week, have a green salad on the table. So whether I whip that up really fast or my husband whips that up really fast, the name of the game in my family is to have crunchy vegetables in there with some olives, because my kids will eat that every day of the week. And then I feel very excited that they're getting their veggies in. And then if my main meal has me wanting some more, then I will bulk my meal up by having a side salad. It's delicious and it's a really easy way to get those extra veggies in. Ba-dum. That's basically it. That is a day in the life of my food. Now I will say, I usually try to button it at dinner, meaning that is my last meal. And I try not to eat after dinner because, as you can see, I'm a strong eater. I eat plenty of food during the day. And if I do find myself wanting to nosh or have something in the evening, I try to just do hot tea. And the flavors always change. This time of the year, I'm really into apple spice tea because it's like the fall and the apple spice, it's a nice combo. But I love sipping on hot tea in the evening. And it never fails to amaze me how, if I think I want something to eat, or I think I want a glass of wine, or I think I want something, how hot tea really does the job. It's very soothing and it's very relaxing, and it's become a dear friend of mine. So that is what a weekday work day from home looks like for me. And this is obviously a day when we're not shooting videos or testing any recipes. So if you like this style video, do me a favor, give it a big thumbs up. And if you haven't already, subscribe and make sure to share this with anyone else you know who wants to make healthy eating easy. And again, if you guys want to try the RXBARs, I will leave all the information down in the description box below. But if you go to rxbar.com/clean, use promo code CLEAN, you can save 25% off your first purchase. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Dani Spies, and I will see you back here next time with some more clean and deliciousness. Cheers.
What was that?
I don't know.
What is that? Look what I'm doing.
No hamsters
What?
on my shoulder?
I can't tell because you're not looking at me. There you
I do have a hamster. It's this one piece of hair that always gets funky. Oh, I could tell already. All right, that's gonna work out perfectly. That's what I could tell. Ready, B?